What's up, y'all? Today we are going to do the weekly review of our trades, our profitable week on gold and NasDaq. We got three wins, I believe, on gold and one on NasDaq. So let me go to so one, two, three on gold and one NasDaq, and then a no trade day. Let me just go to my dashboard and see. We are trying to grow this $2,000 account. Here's our first week metrics. Our current balance is 2678. So total profit this week was 678. And our win rate is 100% so far. And following our rules at an 80+%. Again, I have a pre-market checklist that tells me when to trade and when not to trade. If you make it past the pre-market checklist, I do have a strategy entry checklist, which also tells you when to trade. If there's a high probability trade or no trade, so on and so forth. So looking at our trade log on Monday, we shall head over to gold and see what our setup was here. So on gold, we clearly see that we had a uptrend. Higher highs and higher lows, higher high, higher low, and then this is Fridays. We ended bullish, so Thursday, the whole week we've been pretty much bullish for the week, right? So what is it? Monday is here. Before Monday we had this retracement, and then Sunday ended kind of indecisive slash bullish. Let's drop down onto the 4-hour time frame now that we know that we are in a bullish market. And then Monday is here. On the 4-hour, we are bullish as well. This was the last low, lower high, lower low. Then we start making these small little transitions here. Equal lower high. Then we made a higher low here. And then pretty much all of this is just one swing to a higher high, right? So on gold, top down to the 1-hour. And these boxes represent the New York session, right? So Monday is here. We trade market structure. Shout out to Trades by Side for strategy, indication, correction, and continuation, 3 steps. So we see here on Friday, we made a equal high over here. Then price made an indication, upward. So now we're looking for a correction, right? So it made a correction. So according to our rules, we're going to hop down to the 5 or 15 minute, which I normally hop on the 5 or 15 minute, or the 5, I should say. In here, we start to see once price corrects to our original indication, we see a break of market structure during the New York session, right? So price breaks this lower high right here, makes a indication letting us know that price wants to correct and go in the direction of the higher time frame, right? So here we saw this break happen. Market opens at 9:30. This candle right here. We need, according to our rules, which I pull up right now, did price make a clear indication on the 1-hour time frame? Yes, it did, going in the direction of the higher time frame order flow. Did price make a correction back to original indication? Yes, it did, guys. So that's what we were looking for. Price made this correction back to the original indication. And then did price break structure on the 5 minute time frame in the direction of the higher time frame? Always keep that in mind. And so it did, which I showed you. And then if buying, which we are, did price make a higher high and a higher low? So here we made a higher high and a higher swing low. So we decided to enter right here. Stop was below here. We risked 10%. And we were targeting, if I zoom back out, we were targeting 1 to 2, but zoom back out on this 1 hour time frame, I did see there's a little gap. There's a gap in price right here, which we were aiming for. Let's change this color. So we were aiming for. Hop back down on that 5 minute. So Monday I was definitely aiming for that, but since I'm new to gold, not new to the strategy, but new to gold, I was kind of testing out how it moves, and it seems to move a little slower than NQ. So, and I normally don't hold a trade past noon, so I'm trying something different this year, trying to hold trades, but I work from 2 to 10, so I held the trade long enough to see it on Monday. What was the profit on Monday? So Monday's trade. Okay, no, I didn't. I didn't hold this trade because I wasn't used to holding a trade past the New York session. So I'm at work. I'm seeing this trade retrace. I end up getting out later on that evening. So Tuesday comes, and then it actually hits our target up here, right? So I exited on that trade early at that profit. Tuesday, we traded gold again. So I'll hop back onto the 1 hour. This already happened. We exited the trade early. We still came out in profit. So Tuesday come, we have this high, this higher high, and this higher low, giving us a new indication. Also, we have a slightly higher high right here, and the price break that structure, giving us a correction back down. So now we're just looking for continuation. So when I seen this, we hopped onto the 5 minute time frame. Pull up on Tuesday. Price made that indication, then it made a correction, and now we're just waiting for a breaker structure during our session, right? So even before the session is breaking structure right here. We get a break right here around 8. Price retraces, kind of takes out this low. And then we get another break here before market open. Then market opens at 9:30 here and shoots on up. So now that we got 2 breakup structures, right? We got a higher high and a swing low right here. So when market opens, it's a go. It follows our rules. I think entry was around here. Stop was here, around this low. I don't think it was all the way here. I think it was right here. We wanted to target 1 to 2. I try to always target, but again, I'm new to gold, so I think we took profit up around here, which gave us only $89, right? Because I didn't hold it out for the 1 to 2. And then Wednesday, we traded NQ. Let me go to the daily time frame. Let's go to NQ. daily time frame, higher high, equal low. Then we're making lower highs, but still making higher lows, lower highs, and still making higher lows. So although the market seems to be going sideways, we are technically still bullish. So I'm looking for buys regardless, right? And then that's Friday's candle. And then here's Monday's candle. I'm down on the 4-hour time frame. Here's Friday, here's Monday. Again on the 4-hour time frame. This is the last low it makes. Then it breaks this high right here. It kind of makes this little blip of a low and comes up, right? So we're still bullish on the 4-hour up until Wednesday, right? So we hop down on the 1-hour. And then here's Friday, and this was the thought process going into Monday too. Price on Friday broke this high and broke this low. So when Monday comes, we looked at gold because I'm still waiting for more information because price is indecisive. It broke a high and a low. So that's why we turned over to gold. Then Tuesday comes, it's still in this range right here. All right, we still have this range of indecisiveness. So I'm waiting to see if price breaks this to the upside or if it stops here and continues down because that's an indication going down. And then that breaking this high right here is an indication going up. So that's confusion. We don't want confusion. We want clarity. So price does end up breaking this high on Tuesday. So when Wednesday comes, we have this high, low, equal low, and then this higher high, and then this small higher low right here, right? So price breaks that, which gives us our indication that price wants to go up. Then price makes a correction back to the original indication. And so now we're going to drop down on a lower time frame and look for breaker structure so that we can find an entry. Right? So here's Wednesday. Price corrects back down to the original indication. And now before the market opens, we start to see what? Structure. Break a structure. So we got a break a structure there. We got a break a structure here as well. This is around 8:30. And so when we get these breaker structures, we got higher highs and higher lows, higher high, and then we got a higher low. So when 9:30 comes, we get a blast up, right? And this day, I actually entered right before the market because I seen how structure was breaking cleanly to the upside. We got a speed break here. We got a speed break here. And we created that higher low. So I believe I entered on this candle, this 925 candle, because we made another higher low. I was confident. And so we placed the trade, let's just say around here. Stop was below this low. And I think we're aiming for 1 to 2, which we had. I think our target was on this one, the 1 hour. Oops. Target was, let me see, NasDaq 25721. 25721. We get some glitch action here, so I hate it when it does this. We got glitching. anywho, we try to aim for that 1 to 2, but I think we just 5 minute. Sorry about this technology. What's going on? What's going on? Why are you doing this to me now? We exited around this area right here, right? And so our profits was 323 that day. And then Thursday was a no trade day. I think it was, yeah. Nice. Let me see. NQ, yeah, Thursday started to break down for NQ, so I wasn't interested in sales for that one. So we hopped over to gold Wednesday, Thursday, and then gold started to actually break down as well. Started creating lower highs, lower low, equal high, lower low. And so we were thinking about a sell, but again, we have to remember the higher time frame bias is buy. So I wanted to see if it was going to go lower. It made this indication lower. And then the correction, I wanted to see, get rid of this. I wanted to see if this resistance was going to hold, because if it was going to hold, then price started to show breaker structure to the downside, then we can confidently take a sell. But the higher time frame is still bullish, so this was a no trade day. Now if we hop down to the 5 minute, this is late past noon, so we're not even interested because the structure didn't start to break until after afternoon, right? So we got Friday. Friday comes, and Friday we traded gold, right? Gold is right there. We traded it, and then Friday we were just trying to take something. That's profits for Friday. We were just trying to get something because Friday we wanted to end out in the green. So before Friday, we started to see that this resistance didn't hold up. Price broke through resistance Thursday night. So that's a good thing because on the higher time frame is bullish. So we saw that indication go up. Price made that indication, breaking this high, and then came back to the original indication for a correction. And then when it starts to get to the New York session, I'm starting to look for what? Breaker structure. Breaker structure where? Up. Same direction of the higher time frame, right? So I hop down on the 5 minute. I see price going sideways, then price breaks these highs right here, but then it breaks these lows too as well. So now I'm just waiting for more information, right? So 9:30, oh, this is 8:30. We had big news at 8:30. Well, price break structure here. It does it with speed too, conviction, volatility. So now I'm just waiting until 9:30 to see what's going on. So it made a higher high, then it made a higher low, and price break structure one more time, right? And then 9:30 comes, the price this candle right here wicks down, and I think I get in, if I can recall, here somewhere up here. I got in late, and I should have just waited till the market open. I think I got in. No, I did get in at 9:30. And then stop was here. around this area right here because I didn't feel like price had any reason to come back down to this low. So I was really concerned about these lows, knowing that it could come down to these lows, but I had my stop just below those lows. And so we experienced drawdown after entry, but after that, we got in. I think it was a 1-to-1 versus a 1-to-2. And we were targeting, let me see on the 1 hour. I think we were just targeting this high right here. Yeah, we were targeting this because this high was too close to our entry, so we were just targeting this high. And now back down on the 15 on the 5-minute, and price ended up going to that high. And so we got out because it's a Friday, holding it till noon. We would have broke even or had very minimal profit. So we end up getting a 1-to-1 on this trade. But overall, good week. We followed our rules. Again, I have some basic rules for me to enter. These are my rules. And then after market rules, I have 2 other rules. Is my risk and target defined, which I always define those before I even enter a trade. And do I feel comfortable taking that trade, right? And then this lets you know if it's a high probability. If this was 1 less, it would be a low probability. And if you have 2 no's, that means no trade, period, right? So I have a system in place that eliminates emotion. It follows my strategy, and it lets me know when to trade and when not to trade. But as far as the week, that is the week. Price went bullish on gold, and NasDaq price went up bullish as well. We could have took a trade on Friday for NQ as well. We kind of had some of that same scenario where price was breaking structure downward, creating a lower high and a lower low. And we just kind of wanted more information. We were waiting to see if price was going to respect this support right here and come down, and it actually did. But we have, I don't know, we're according to our strategy, if we get that indication, we're waiting for price to come do a correction for a continuation downward. So if we hop on the 5-minute and see it did correct, this is our resistance level, and it did break structure downward, right? So technically, that's not the right tool. Trend line. Price broke structure downwards, created a lower low, I'm sorry, and then it created a lower high, and then you could have entered here, but you have to remember, this is going into the opposite direction of the higher time frame. So although you could have got in and got a little bit of profits, it didn't break this low. It would have been a lower probability trade because the higher time frame is bullish. And so what did price do right after it comes back down and breaks the original indication? It breaks structure to the upside. Now this is the move, if I wasn't in gold, that we could have got in because it broke structure here, created a higher high, and then it created a higher low, right? And those are the 2 things we look for after a break of structure. So we could have most definitely had placed the buy here, put our stop somewhere here, and got a 1-to-1 or a 1-to-2 on Friday, which it did give you a 1-to-2 on Friday, right? So that was and this was a good example of why you should follow the higher time frames, right? Because we knew that although the 1 hour is breaking structure to the downside, the 4 hour, if you want to consider this a low, it kind of broke structure as well, but it didn't hold up on the correction, right? But the daily is king, we're still bullish, right? Even though it's going sideways, we're still bullish until it breaks a higher time frame low. So if price would have came down here, broken the low, correction, and continued down, now we can start looking for sales, right? Now it makes sense. So you don't get psyched out on days like this. That's a good thing to remember. Again, my rules protect me, and just having situational awareness and overall understanding on the order flow of the market on the higher time frames. But that's it. That's a dub. Again, we go back to our trader journal. We log all our trades, our execution scores, entry timing, so on and so forth. Then, if anything, if we do have losses or during our winning trades, like the first two trades I overmanaged and, cut some of my profits because I wasn't comfortable holding the trade, right? This is accessible. Then you have your performance calendar here that's giving you your daily P&Ls and your average execution scores. No trade days are going to be flat. Winning days are going to be wins and losing days are going to be losses. You have your monthly calendar also showing you that your profit or your P&L on particular days. So we know Monday we had this, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday was a no trade, and then Friday results. And then you also have a printable summary that you can do for your past 10 trades, just so you can keep your receipts, y'all. Keep your receipts. Treat this like a business so you know what your progress is. And then I also have a sheet right here where you can put your daily goals or week ending goals, also your wins and losses, right? So you want to document all of this, have a good journal like this, and I will be making this accessible to the public soon. If you like this system here, and you like that you can keep track of everything without having to pay like a monthly membership for Tradezilla, I will definitely present this to the public. But for now, systems over emotions, y'all. Y'all gotta have a system in place because this tremendously changed my trading, like tremendously, from non-profitable to break even to now profitable. So that's it, y'all. Until Monday, chill out, enjoy your week. Don't study too hard, keep it simple, and we out. Peace.